Right now, there's a part of you that's still bleeding. Not literally, but somewhere deep inside, there's a wound that never closed. Maybe you were 5. Maybe you were 15. Maybe it was last year. And you've tried everything to make it stop. Therapy, meditation, positive thinking, self-help books stacked by your bed. You've analyzed it, rationalized it, tried to think your way out of feeling. But every night, in the quiet moments, when there's no one left to perform for, you still feel it. Because here's the truth nobody wants to tell you. You can't think your way out of a wound that lives in your body. And the reason you haven't healed yet, it's not because you're broken. It's because everything you've been taught about healing is backwards. We've been sold a story about healing. It goes like this. Identify the trauma, process the emotion, release it, move on. You will emerge transformed, whole, better than before. It's clean, linear, marketable. It's also complete bullshit. Because here's what actually happens. You sit in that chair and tell your story again and again. You cry the same tears. You have the same insights. You understand why you are the way you are. And nothing changes. You know exactly why you sabotage relationships. You can trace your abandonment issues back to childhood. You understand your triggers. You've done the work. And yet you still flinch when someone raises their voice. You still panic when someone gets too close. You still wake up at 3 a.m. with your chest tight and your mind racing through every mistake you've ever made. Because insight doesn't heal wounds. Understanding doesn't rewire your nervous system. Talking about the fire doesn't stop your skin from burning. Your trauma doesn't live in your thoughts. It lives in your body. In the tightness of your jaw, the shallowness of your breath, the way your shoulders creep up toward your ears when you're stressed. Your body is still living in the moment you were hurt. Your mind has moved on. Your calendar says it's 2026. But your nervous system is still stuck in the day everything fell apart. And this is why talking doesn't heal you. You're trying to have a conversation with a part of yourself that doesn't understand language. You're trying to reason with your brain stem. You're trying to logic your way out of a physiological state. It's like trying to talk a tree into not having roots. So you keep trying. Different therapist, different modality. EMDR, somatic experiencing, cognitive behavioral therapy, internal family systems, plant medicine, sound baths, breath work. And each time you think maybe this is the one, maybe this will finally fix what's wrong with me. What if the reason you haven't healed is because you were never broken in the first place? When you cut your skin, your body knows exactly what to do. Without any conscious thought, it sends platelets to stop the bleeding, white blood cells to fight infection, fibroblasts to weave new tissue. You don't have to tell it how to heal. You don't have to understand the biology. You don't have to process your feelings about being cut. Your body just heals. But when you're hurt emotionally, when someone abandons you, betrays you, violates you. Your body tries to heal that too, except it doesn't know how, because emotional wounds don't have edges. They don't have a clear boundary between damaged and healthy tissue. They bleed into everything. So your body does the only thing it knows how to do. It protects you. It learns that closeness equals danger, that vulnerability equals pain, that trusting people gets you hurt. And it builds an alarm system, a sophisticated full-body defense mechanism designed to make sure you never get hurt like that again. This is what we call anxiety, depression, hypervigilance, emotional numbness. These aren't symptoms of being broken. These are symptoms of a nervous system doing its job too well. You're not dysfunctional. You're overprotected. And here's the devastating part. Your body can't tell the difference between past and present, between memory and reality, between a threat that existed 10 years ago and a moment happening right now. So when someone uses the same tone of voice as the person who hurt you, your body doesn't think this is a different person in a different context. It thinks the danger is back. Activate all defenses. Your heart races, your breathing shallows, your vision narrows, your thinking brain goes offline. You're not choosing this response. You're not being irrational. You're having a physiological reaction to a perceived threat. Your body is trying to save your life from a danger that isn't there anymore. And you can't think your way out of it. You can't use logic. You can't remind yourself this is safe, this person is different, this is now, not then. Because your thinking brain isn't in charge anymore. Your survival brain is. And it doesn't care about your insights. It doesn't care about your healing journey. It cares about keeping you alive. So the question isn't, why can't I heal? The question is, how do I help my body understand that the danger has passed? And the answer isn't in your head. It's in your body. There's something they don't tell you about healing. Something the self-help industry conveniently leaves out. Healing doesn't mean going back to who you were before. That person doesn't exist anymore. That version of you died the moment you were wounded. And you've been trying to resurrect a corpse. You keep trying to get back to normal, to be yourself again, to return to some mythical version of you that existed before the hurt. But you can't unknow what you now know. You can't unfeel what you felt. You can't unexperience what happened to you. The wound changed you. It's written into your cellular memory. It's coded into your neural pathways. It's part of your story now. And healing isn't erasing that story. It's changing what it means. Your scar isn't evidence of damage. It's evidence that you survived something that could have killed you. Most people don't make it out of what you've been through. Most people get swallowed by their pain. But you're still here, still breathing, still trying. That's not weakness. That's warrior-level strength wrapped in human skin. The wound doesn't want to be healed. It wants to be witnessed. It wants someone, even just you, to say, this happened, this was real, this mattered. Because the deepest pain isn't the original wound, it's the loneliness of carrying it alone. It's a shame of still hurting when you think you should be over it. It's the exhaustion of pretending you're fine when you're falling apart. You don't need another technique, another modality, another expert telling you what's wrong with you and how to fix it. You need someone to sit with you in the wreckage and not try to clean it up. Someone who can look at your broken pieces and not flinch. Someone who sees your wound and doesn't need you to heal from it to be worthy of love. Often, that someone has to be you. This is the deep psychology of healing. You have to become the person you needed when you were hurting. You have to learn to hold yourself the way you wish someone had held you. To speak to yourself the way you needed to be spoken to. To witness your own pain without trying to fix it, rush it, or shame it into silence. This is the hardest work you'll ever do. Not because it's complicated, but because it requires you to stay present with pain instead of running from it. It requires you to feel the feelings you've been avoiding for years, to let yourself cry the tears you've been holding back, to rage at the injustice, to grieve what you lost, to mourn who you might have been if this hadn't happened. And then, to let it move through you, not away, not gone, but through. There's a difference between breaking down and breaking open. Breaking down is collapse, shattering the end of something. Breaking open is a transformation, cracking the shell so something new can emerge. Your healing is breaking you open, and it feels like dying because part of you is dying, the part that needed the wound to survive, the part that built an identity around your pain, the part that knew how to be broken but doesn't know how to be whole. This is the part of healing nobody prepares you for, the in-between, the neither broken nor whole, the liminal space where you've let go of who you were but haven't yet become who you're becoming. It's terrifying, because at least when you were broken, you knew who you were. You had an identity, a story, a reason for why things were hard. But now you have to learn how to live without your pain as a crutch, without your trauma as an excuse, without your wounds as armor. Now you have to learn how to be soft in a world that hurt you for being soft. And every fiber of your being will scream at you to put the walls back up, to protect yourself, to retreat into the familiar cage of your pain. Because healing requires the exact thing that got you hurt in the first place: vulnerability. You have to open the wound to clean it. You have to feel the pain to release it. You have to trust again to love again. You have to risk being hurt to truly be alive. And this is when most people stop, right at the edge of real healing. Because real healing isn't safe. It's not comfortable. It doesn't come with guarantees. Real healing is choosing to show up as you are, wounded, imperfect, still healing, and trusting that's enough. It's saying, I'm still broken in places, and not apologizing for it. It's letting people see your scars without explaining them. It's being honest about your struggles without performing your pain. It's learning that you can be healing and hurt at the same time, that you can be strong and struggling, that you can be brave and terrified, you can be all of it. Broken and whole, wounded and powerful, healing and still bleeding. Because that's what it means to be human. So if you're waiting to be healed before you start living, stop waiting. If you're waiting to be whole before you let people in, stop waiting. If you're waiting to be fixed before you believe you're worthy, stop waiting. You don't heal and then live. You heal by living, by choosing presence over perfection, by choosing vulnerability over safety, by choosing to show up, even when you're not sure who you'll be when you do. The wound doesn't have to close completely to stop defining you. The pain doesn't have to disappear for you to be whole. You don't have to be who you were before to deserve love now. You are not your trauma, but you are shaped by it. And that shaping, that's where your power lives. The cracks are where the light gets in. The breaks are where you become beautiful. The wounds are where you learn what you're really made of. You're not broken, you're breaking open. And what emerges will be more real, more alive, more powerful than anything that came before. Healing is not about becoming who you were, it's about becoming who you are.